The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Shakur Stevenson and Edwin De Los Santos KO the viewers, put the viewers to sleep. Shakur Stevenson responded by apologizing to the fans. We're going to take a listen. And this is from Best Women's Boxing Show. You can subscribe to them on Twitter.
I apologize to my fans. I apologize to everybody if I had a bad performance. If y'all felt I could have did more, I did too. So sorry. Yeah, I apologize to my.
All right. I'm turning it over to G, who's still feeling the effects of that fight. G, what was your reaction?
Yeah, that and yeah, I like me some Shakur, but nah, bro. That the whole card was like fire. Like the undercard was stacked, great fights. Then you get to Shakur, and that fight, the Shakur fight started around like 10:45 or something. So, I was up, full energy, everything. I see this fight, and I noticed like Shakur's only throwing with the right hand. He's a southpaw. He's only throwing with the right. He never throws not one, like maybe through maybe one or two left hands. But for the most part, it's just he was just throwing off the right hand and just moving backwards a lot. And so my man Dominican Ghost from Power, he couldn't even get his thing off because Shakur is defensively sound, whereas he just kept pushing back, throwing a jab, push back, jab, push back, jab. And it's just it was beyond repetitive. Every round felt the same. So it's yeah, Shakur, you won, but people expected much more from you, bro. I don't know. He had Andre Ward with him. He had TC with him. He had these his Reebok outfit was looking fresh. I was like, all right, this dude finally got the prime chain on. I'm like, all right, this dude finally walking into who he is. You know what I'm saying? But that performance didn't show that. He even had Floyd supporting him. You know what I mean? I just don't understand, man. It's for a guy that has half of the lightweight division afraid to fight him. That performance just, I don't know how that even makes sense. So I just wish Shakur, for one, get that left hand examined, man. Get that thing fixed because you need to throw both hands. That's a fact. And if you knew you was going into this fight that injured, right? Actually, I can't even get mad at him, to be honest, man. He won the fight, so it is what it is. If you win by an intro mile, you still won. But it was just too boring. And it's not like this is the first time. I'm gonna be honest, this is probably my third Shakur fight that I ended up falling asleep on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just why does this always happen to him? And so I don't know, man. Maybe he should take more risks. What's his name? Haney, right? When Haney does when he takes risks, people be like, "Oh, that was foolish of him. Why he do that?" Blah, blah. But I'm like, maybe he does it because if he doesn't, it's he's too good. So he takes risks, not just to challenge himself, but to make the fight more entertaining. I think Shakur should probably duplicate some of that in his fights. You don't always have to be I don't know, the most sound defensive fighter, right? You can switch it up a little bit or provide some combinations just to keep the audience excited. Literally the entire fight was just him pushing off his front foot, moving backwards, throwing his his right hand jab. It's just jab, move back, jab, move back. And I'm like, bro, if this is it's gonna be real tough, man. And so I just think you need to just start implementing new moves, different tactics, and things of that nature. Even his trainer, was his grandfather, was even talking trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, so him apologizing afterwards, I don't know, man. I think honestly, if you're not gonna change anything, don't apologize. You know, like you knew you was gonna do this performance. Don't apologize for it. Just be like, yo, that it is what it is. Whether it's an inch or a mile, I still won.
All right, TBE.
Yeah, I agree with G. I felt like this fight was a little like he was running, he was moving, he was on his treadmill, he was on his bike. But like for me, I feel Shakur, what works for you, but at the end of the day, if you want your fans to be engaged and want to watch your fights, you gotta give us a little more pop, a little more finesse. And you running around, it's just like it's kind of boring. We want to see some knockouts. We want to see you like take it to the fighter. But when you doing all like you're like it's the sweet science, hit, not get hit, and the way you do it is just not entertaining for everybody. But you gotta do better. I'm not gonna say change what you got. If it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But for us, for me personally, we want to see you out here go violate some guys. Yo, if you got it in you, you got it in you. But if you don't, keep doing what you do.
So the one thing I want to say is that I appreciate boxing skill. Like that's the one thing that I always appreciate. G's my witness. Like even in the gym, I always tell people like power will come, but learning the proper technique and skill is what's most important if you want to succeed in the sport. So with that being said, Shakur has great skill, but his fights are boring. We acknowledge that year after year. We do the Boxing Bro Awards, the annual Boxing Bro Awards. Shakur Stevenson's the reigning two-time Snooze Fest of the Year champion, and he just gave us his nominee to win 3 years in a row against Edwin de los Santos. And G pointed out the reason why. Every round looks the same with Shakur. You have people who paid to be at your fight. At least we're assuming they paid, but the way they left, maybe they got the tickets comped. I don't know. But people are leaving your fight early. People are leaving a championship fight early. To me, that when I was a kid, before I had the money to afford going to fights and before I was able to attend fights, man, it was my dream to be at a fight and see a fight. Any fight. Hell, I would have we got money and we still show up to see the undercard fights because we know boxing. But my point was, as a kid, you want to see any fight. Professional fight. It used to be my dream. So when I see people walking out of a championship fight before the end, that is bad. I tell people now, everyone, random person I meet, I've been to courtside at NBA games. I've been sideline at NFL games. I've seen it all. I've been at the college games. I've been all everywhere. There's nothing like a championship boxing match. I tell everybody that. And if they went to that Shakur fight that night, they would have been like, he a lie. He a damn lie. But if they would have went to that Wilder fight against Lineage, they would have been like, oh yeah, this is that right here. Anyways, when it comes to Shakur, I want to give some advice of basically my observations on what makes Shakur Stevenson a born fighter. Number one is he looks to counter way too much. He doesn't look to set up his offense. What I mean by that is if you make someone miss and you counter, that's a good way to land a punch. But setting up punches is also a good way to land a punch. So that means you use your offense, you use your jab, you utilize angles, you do things to set up to put your opponent in a position where you can land your offense. Shakur doesn't do that. Like G said, it's either a jab or move straight back, hope to make someone miss. And it's like, yo, at some point you're playing it too safe. The other issue with Shakur is he makes fighters, he made De Los Santos miss, but he didn't make him pay enough for his misses. Floyd Mayweather, for me, used to be the best. Like when you watch Floyd make someone miss, don't just watch how he counters after they miss. Floyd would always say, if you make a mistake, you have to pay. That's what Floyd used to always say, right? And you would see Floyd make a guy miss and then make him counter. Shakur doesn't make people pay after they miss. And to me, that's a huge issue with watching him fight, because it's almost like, yeah, you make everyone miss and you're hard to touch, but you don't do much touching of your opponent either. So it's boring. So what can he do to rectify that? I mean, he can do more body work. He doesn't really attack the body like that. I don't understand why. His jabs, he's really a lot of jabs to the head. I rarely saw him jab to the body like that. And if you remember Floyd used to utilize the sharp jab to the body so he could sneak in right hands. But in Shakur's case, sneak in left hands, utilizing the right hand jab to the body. Overall, I feel like Shakur showed that he is too defensive minded to ever take a risk in the ring. And I don't think Andre Ward was like that. I don't think Floyd Mayweather was like that. And I know for damn sure Bud Crawford is not like that. And that's what separates him from them. Although Floyd is defensive, Floyd isn't so defensive that he doesn't throw hooks, that he doesn't take risks. Floyd would throw the right hand. Floyd's straight right hand was damn near just another jab. So accurate, so precise. Shakur has a lot to work on if he wants to be a superstar. And G pointed it out. You had Bud Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, and Andre Ward in a picture with Shakur. You had Teofimo Lopez showing up. Even Tio showing him love. You had, he just got to deal with Reebok. You got the prime chain on. I think maybe the moment was just too big for him, and he didn't want to let anyone down, so he just froze, and in turn, he let himself down. I said this about Wilder. I say this about Shakur. Yo, you got to find peace within yourself, bro. Just go in there, do the damn thing, and live with it. But lastly, I want to point out, don't just put the blame on Shakur. If you're fighting Shakur Stevenson and you're Edwin De Los Santos, you know what he's going to do already. You know what you got to do to beat him. You got to make him fight. Edwin was content with doing what he was doing for those 12 rounds as well. He never really put the pressure on Shakur like that, where he was like, I'm going to throw combinations. I'm going to stay on you. He never really put the pressure. And that could also play a role in why the fight was so boring, because they were both trying to pot shot each other, and Shakur won the pot shot match. All right. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Let us know if you enjoyed that Shakur Stevenson fight, if you stayed awake. We are the Boxing Bros.
This is great.
Hold up. Yo, G, stop playing with me, yo.
What are you talking about?
You didn't see the balloons?
You did that, bro.
I didn't do that. I'm back here. How I do that?
So you really think I put balloons on your screen?
Hey, G, don't play with me, man. You done changed my name. You're the landlord for some reason. Like, I don't know. But yeah, let's go. I want to see how G gonna act on this next 2 segments, yo. Let's go.
You weird, bro. I'm like, why'd you
What
put
family
those
you
balloons?
rolling with?
Huh?
What family you rolling with?